Are you ready to delve into a topic that's sure to raise some eyebrows and maybe a middle finger or two? Speaking of which, did you know that gestures got a history spanning back 2,500 years? Two of the countries on our list today were right there at the start of it all. We're diving deep into the top 10 rudest nations in the world, based on a blend of research, public opinion, and a good dose of cultural observation. Before we get this global party started, remember? Judging rudeness is like trying to nail jelly to a wall. It's subjective, easily influenced by personal experiences and cultural norms. What's considered disrespectful in one corner of the world might be just another Tuesday in another. We're talking broad strokes here, not personal attacks. Tell us in the comments which country you think is the rudest in the world. And moreover, how is the United States considered? Are Americans considered as rude? Stick around to the end to find out. First up, we're heading to South America, landing in Argentina, a country known for its fiery spirit and even more fiery opinions. Argentina is famous for the tango, a passionate dance and music genre that originated in Buenos Aires. Renowned for its beef and traditional food like empanadas, Argentina is also one of the world's leading wine producers. The country has a rich football history, producing legendary players such as Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi. Argentinians are all about direct communication. They'll tell you what they think, whether you asked for it or not. This straight-shooting style might catch some folks off guard, especially those used to a bit more sugarcoating. Head to any Argentine public space, and you'll be met with a symphony of sound. Conversations flow freely. Laughter echoes and arguments, well, they're not exactly kept under wraps. This exuberant display of public life might be a bit much for those accustomed to quieter, more reserved cultures. So if you're planning a trip to Argentina, brace yourself for some passionate conversations. Next, we're hopping over to Europe, where efficiency reigns supreme and punctuality is practically a religion. That's right, we're talking about Germany. Germans, much like their meticulously engineered cars, are all about directness and no-nonsense communication. They value clarity and precision, which can translate to a certain brusqueness that catches outsiders off guard. And don't even think about being late. Time is a precious commodity in Germany, and tardiness is seen as a sign of disrespect. This adherence to schedules and deadlines, while admirable, can come across as rigid or even rude to those used to a more relaxed approach to time. But the German reputation for rudeness goes beyond just efficiency. Their adherence to rules and regulations is legendary. Whether it's waiting patiently at a crosswalk, even if there's not a car in sight, or following the proper protocol for literally everything, Germans take their rules seriously. This unwavering commitment to order can be misinterpreted as a lack of flexibility or even warmth. Now, before we label all Germans as robotic rule followers, let's remember that this directness and efficiency stems from a deep respect for structure and a desire to get things done. It's not about being rude, it's about valuing clarity, order, and of course, punctuality. Among the rule followers throughout history, there were also acts of defiance. The German tribesmen, for instance, used the middle finger as an insult to invading Roman soldiers. Let's journey to Nigeria, where communication is direct and often laced with sarcasm. Nigeria is known for its diverse cultures and languages. Nollywood, the Nigerian film industry, vibrant music scene, Afrobeats, and rich oil reserves. Nigerians are known for their straight-talking ways. They'll tell you what's on their mind, no sugarcoating. This directness can feel like a heated debate. And speaking of heated, let's talk volume. Nigerians are not known for their hushed tones. The tonal nature of Nigerian languages can make it easy for non-speakers to misinterpret the tone and intent, often mistaking it for rudeness. Some foreigners perceive Nigerians as rude because there is no widespread custom of holding doors open for the next person. They're masters of sarcasm, weaving it into conversations. This sharp wit can be misconstrued as rudeness, but it's meant to be playful and engaging. Nigerians can be aggressive and competitive, especially in public transportation and driving. The hustle and bustle of daily life often lead to assertive behavior on the roads and in public spaces. This can be perceived as rudeness by those unfamiliar with the local dynamics. Additionally, respect in Nigeria is typically given based on age and status, which might not align with the customs of other cultures. We're heading to the heart of the Middle East, to a land steeped in history and culture. We're talking about Israel. Israelis are known for their straightforward, no-nonsense approach to communication. They value honesty and authenticity, telling you exactly what's on their mind. This directness is deeply ingrained in Israeli culture. It's a reflection of their history, values, and constant state of alertness. Many have served in the military, where direct communication is essential. This experience shapes their civilian interactions. If they believe you're speaking nonsense, they might interrupt to tell you and suggest alternatives. While some find this approach refreshing, many foreigners perceive it as rude. However, for Israelis, it often helps achieve tasks more efficiently. Israeli directness isn't about being rude, it's about honesty. Let's delve into a culture that's as fiery as its famous moussaka. Greece, the land of ancient ruins, stunning beaches, and direct communication. Remember that middle finger gesture? Greeks invented it over 2,500 years ago. Greeks are known for their passionate and expressive communication style, and they can be very outspoken and blunt, which may seem rude to those unfamiliar with their culture. They're not afraid to speak their minds, even if it means raising their voices. Greeks value closeness, standing shoulder to shoulder, making direct eye contact, which might be perceived as rude by Westerners. Their directness reflects their passionate nature and belief in honesty. We're venturing to the Arabian Peninsula, a land of vast deserts and towering skyscrapers. Saudi Arabia, where ancient customs meet modern realities. It's a deeply conservative country, guided by Islamic law. What's normal elsewhere might be offensive here. Modesty is paramount. Dress codes are strict. Women wear abayas and headscarves. Men wear thobes. These customs are integral and should be respected. Prayer times halt daily activities. Shops close, meetings pause, traffic slows. Faith is central in Saudi society. Gender segregation is common in public spaces. Separate lines for men and women, rooted in Islamic principles of modesty. Visitors might feel disconnected or misinterpret cultural practices as rudeness. When visiting Saudi Arabia, it's important to keep an open mind and make an effort to understand and respect the local customs and way of life. India, a land of vibrant colors, intoxicating aromas, a cacophony of sounds, and with its ancient history and diverse culture, is a melting pot of customs and traditions. Some customs might raise a few eyebrows from a Western perspective. Let's start with the concept of personal space, or rather, the lack thereof. India is densely populated, and people are used to close proximity. Don't be surprised if you're sandwiched between strangers or greeted warmly by someone you've just met. And let's not forget about the staring. Indians are incredibly observant and might stare intently. In Indian society, it is common to see people push in front of those patiently waiting in lines. Indians may also talk over others while they are speaking, speak loudly in quiet places, stand too close to others, touch personal belongings without permission, spit at pedestrians from bus windows, and stick gum underneath seats on public transport. Foreigners often find such behavior rude, though it has become somewhat standard in the country. Reader's Digest once labeled Mumbai the rudest city in the world. However, what is considered polite or impolite varies across different regions of India. In Indian society, opportunistic behavior often leads to success, sometimes at the expense of morals and good manners. This doesn't mean Indians are not kind people, but cultural norms that outsiders find rude can sometimes overshadow their inherent kindness. Russia, a land of icy winters, warm hospitality, and a certain gruff charm that can be both endearing and perplexing. Russians, much like their beloved vodka, are known for their strength, resilience, and a certain stoicism that can be misconstrued as coldness. Don't expect a lot of smiles or small talk from strangers. Russians tend to reserve their warmth for close friends and family. Public displays of emotion are generally frowned upon, and maintaining a neutral expression is seen as a sign of strength and composure. So if you encounter a stony-faced Russian, don't take it personally. They're not trying to be rude, they're just adhering to their cultural norms. And speaking of cultural norms, let's talk about directness. Russians are not known for their sugarcoating or their subtle hints. They'll tell you what they think, even if it's not what you want to hear. This bluntness can be jarring for those accustomed to more delicate communication styles, but it's simply their way of being honest and upfront. But don't let the initial frostiness fool you. Beneath their stoic exterior, Russians are a warm and hospitable people. Once you've earned their trust, they'll welcome you into their homes and their lives with open arms. Just be prepared for a lot of vodka shots and heartfelt toasts. Before I reveal our top 2, please do us a favor and hit the thumbs up button, as it helps our channel. China, a land of ancient traditions and modern marvels. But cultural misunderstandings can arise more easily than dumplings at a dim sum feast. Let's start with the concept of face. Face is all about social standing and honor. It permeates every aspect of Chinese society. Another potential pitfall is personal space. China is densely populated, so close proximity is normal. China is the world's most populous country, with over 1.4 billion people. In Chinese culture, it is considered normal and polite to eat loudly, reflecting enjoyment of the meal. And let's not forget about the spitting. Spitting in public is not uncommon, especially among older generations. Just avert your eyes and keep walking. Chinese people are known for their hospitality, strong sense of community, and deep respect for family and tradition. Bonjour, mes amis, and welcome to France, a land of exquisite cuisine and romantic ambiance. The French are known for their sophistication, passion, and directness. Let's start with the language barrier. Many French people speak English, especially in tourist areas, and speaking a few basic French phrases shows respect for their culture. Starting a conversation in English without attempting any French can be seen as rude and arrogant, likely resulting in a similarly cold response. French people typically avoid casual conversations with strangers, considering it rude to speak without a proper introduction. If a foreign visitor tries to initiate informal chat in public, the French person may seem aloof due to the lack of introduction. Moreover, the French are known for their direct communication style, often foregoing niceties or white lies to soften negative feedback. Overly enthusiastic smiles, chit-chats, and exaggerated compliments may be perceived as fake and insincere, as they prefer straightforward honesty. Another cultural clash is the French approach to customer service. French service is more efficient than effusive. Waiters won't hover around your table. They'll bring your food and leave you to enjoy your meal in peace. Let's circle back to our American friends. Where do they fit into all of this? Well, just like any other culture, Americans have their own unique set of customs and behaviors that can be interpreted in different ways. Americans are often perceived as being very direct in their communication. They value honesty and efficiency, and they're not afraid to speak their minds even if it means being blunt. While this directness can be refreshing to some, it can also come across as abrasive or insensitive to those from more indirect cultures. And let's not forget about the American emphasis on individualism. From a young age, Americans are taught to be independent, self-reliant, and assertive. This focus on individual needs and desires can sometimes lead to behaviors that are perceived as rude or inconsiderate in more collectivist cultures. So, are Americans rude? It's all a matter of perspective. What's considered rude in one culture might be seen as perfectly acceptable in another. Thanks for watching, and feel free to subscribe for more insights on culture, travel, and beyond. Until next time, take care.